Welcome back to Learning with Merit. Today we're going to talk about shortcuts and all the different ways we can create them. So here we have a little file of what we're going over. We've got adding application shortcuts to your desktop, adding shortcuts to your taskbar, adding some hyperlink shortcuts, those are web links to your desktop, and then adding bookmarks to your browser. These are the most common ways that you might add shortcuts. So let's look at the first one. We're going to add some shortcuts to our desktop. So let's say that we need to add Chrome, for example, because it's a very commonly used browser. You can come down here to your search bar, you can type Chrome, right? And you should be able to find the app if you actually have it downloaded and installed. And most computers these days, it's the first thing people go install. You can right click on it and you can click on Open File Location. Once you get there, you'll see that it should be highlighted and checked. You can right click on that. Then you're going to find Send To right here, and you're going to say Desktop, Create Shortcut, and you'll see that it shows up right there, and you can drag it around wherever you want. And you can do this with pretty much any kind of file. If I didn't have Brave on here, for example, if I didn't have Brave on there, I could do the exact same thing. Type Brave, right click, File Location. There it is right there. Right click, Send to Desktop. There it is right there. Alright, so that's the first one we need to do. Now let's talk about adding stuff to our taskbar. So you see down here on my taskbar, this is a little bar down here at the bottom, I do have Chrome open, right? But I do not actually have it pinned down here so that I can click on it anytime that I want. And I can actually remove, like a lot of people remove Microsoft Edge because they don't like it, so you can right click on it, click unpin from taskbar, you see that that disappeared. Same thing with like the Play Store, maybe you don't want that, or the email stuff. Alright, so down here we're going to right click on Chrome and you should see pinned to taskbar. You can click that right there, and now it is pinned to our taskbar, so we can just go ahead and click on that whenever we want. So if I exit out, you'll see it's still pinned down there. I can double click, opens right back up. Now let's say that we want to create some sort of hyperlink here. So I'm going to go to YouTube, and we are going to go straight to this here channel. You'll see this. So let's say we want to create a hyperlink to this. So I can go here, I can go to my desktop, I can say new, I can go to shortcut, it'll pop open. If I want to put a link on here, I can just paste that link and click next. Then I give it a name, let's say LWM YouTube. So I can do that, and you'll see it even comes with a nice pretty little icon. And now I can just double click on that. It'll ask me what I want to open it with. I'm going to say Chrome. You can also set a default for that if you want, and it takes me right there from my desktop if I want. And you can do that with any link. Now let's say that maybe we want to instead, we're okay with opening up Chrome. We spend a lot of time in Chrome, and we want to have like little links and stuff that we can click on here. So I'm going to hit Ctrl Shift and B, and you'll see that this little bar shows up, and there's nothing on that bar right now. So I want to create a bookmark. One way that I can do that is I can come over here to this little star. I can click on that. It's going to say name, and you can default it. You can set it to whatever you want. I'm just going to retype GitHub here, and then we have the bookmarks bar. That's usually where I want to put it, and I'm going to say done, just like that. And now you'll see that it appears right there. Now if it's in the way, there's too many of them, I can just hit Ctrl Shift and B again, and it'll disappear when I don't need it. So Ctrl Shift B. Now let's say there's another way. Let's say I get into the habit of doing a lot of these bookmarks. So I can hit Ctrl and D, and it will automatically pop up here to create a bookmark. I didn't have to click on anything, and I can click done there. So now I have Learning with Merit also, and I can click on either of these links and it will take me to it. If I hold the Control key and click on one, it will open it in a new tab. Of course, there are some others that we can look at here. If we click on the three little dots in the upper right hand corner and we scroll down, we can find bookmarks, and there are other little shortcuts. Control D is to bookmark this tab. Bookmark all tabs is Control Shift D. The bookmarks bar is Ctrl Shift B, just like I showed you, and then our bookmarks manager, which can be very useful once we start to have a lot of bookmarks, is Ctrl Shift O. So I'm going to click on that. You'll see this, it takes me to this little Chrome bookmarks page. I can right click, I can add a new folder, right? And I could call this, I don't know, videos, and I could stick all my video stuff in there. I could add, can add a new bookmark and provide the URL and the name that way, but this is by far not the most convenient way. So these are all the different ways that we can create little shortcuts and make our lives a little bit easier. I hope that you learned something useful, and thank you for watching Learning with Merit.